Hey folks, we are back again, and we're going to see whether the Nitecore MH12GTS still charges after we dunked it in water earlier. I put the link to the original video where we dunked it in a bucket of water with the USB port flap open down in the description below. So if you haven't seen that, you can go check that out if you're coming to this not live or if you didn't see it earlier today. So we dunked that a little less than an hour ago now, I think, and I let it dry out. You can see the USB port in there. There's no water floating around in there or anything. And we're going to plug it in and see if it charges. Now, this particular light, according to the manual, when it charges, this flashes a couple of times to show you how much charge is in there, and then the little blue light at the back flashes. So I have no thoughts that this isn't going to work, but we're going to do it live anyway. So I'm going to start up my A camera so that we can use it for the review. There it goes. And make sure I'm in frame. And I'll make sure I show. So, there it is. And there's us plugging it in. Here's me being an old man and not knowing how to plug something in. And you can see the little light blinking on the back. There you go. So it's charging. And we'll push the button. Make sure it doesn't come on. There you go. It's not on. If you unplug it, the light comes on. If you plug it back in, the light shuts off, just as it's designed to. So I'm going to do that again for a camera here. So I know I have good solid B-roll video. We'll kill it, turn it on, we're going to do it one more time. Keep messing it up. Then we'll go to you guys' comments and questions and whatnot later, as soon as we're done here. Alright. Hopefully all that came out and I don't have to redo any of it. But it appears to work. Oops. It appears to work after being dunked. The light still charges. So that answers that. That makes me a lot more enthusiastic about this particular light than I originally was when I saw the little floppy rubber thing on the back, and I was like, oh, it's going to get rained on, and that USB is going to let water and it's going to crap out. So, let's see if anybody has any questions before I get back to sewing patches on my scout uniform and waterproofing the tent for the weekend. Andy Torrey says, if it works, I'm buying it. Cool. Dylan says, sold. What's the price? I have no idea. I didn't even look. And I've got such a pile of flashlights and stuff laying around that I don't keep track of all the prices, unfortunately. Kill my A camera here. But you can Google it, or I'll put a link down in the description for it, and you go look and see what the price is. This is what the box looks like. People asked earlier what its IPX rating was. Let's find it. Waterproof in accordance with IPX 8, so 2 meter submersible, impact resistant to 1 meter. That's what the box says. That's what the box looks like. I know it's probably flipped around backward, so you can't read it. But this is what the box looks like. Someone was asking earlier what comes in the box with it. Here is your little pouch. Like this. And then this can Velcro over a belt. And there's a spot for a loop in the back. So you can loop your belt through this, or you can loop through Molly or whatever else with that, or just loop it onto a belt or a pack strap or something. And it's got this, I don't know what, anybody even know what these come on, these pouches for? Are you supposed to like clip a keychain to it or something? I don't get what these are for. But the pouch is actually not bad. Kind of surprising. You can see it's double layer along the top. Stitched down pretty good. They took the time to put their Nitecore logo on there, so they at least had someone make it for this product. They didn't just take it out of a bin of other pouches, I guess. It's made of two different nylon materials. There's one material on the side here. You can see kind of the difference in how shiny it is. I don't know what that's about. There you go. Well, people are saying. All right, what's your opinion on the Cubs losing division? I don't really follow baseball, so you tell me. Dylan says, would you say you're a flashlight collector? I am not a flashlight collector. I give a lot of these away. Companies send these to me for review, and honestly, the reason I do these live streams is I don't really care. Honestly, I don't really care. This flashlight, because I can only use so many of these at a time at work, right? Like, it may be great, but I've got another light that does substantially similar things that I'm using at work now that I have a long-term testing. I can't long-term test everything. As much as I would love to, I just can't stay at work 24 hours a day every day and continually use lights and put years of use on them. So it's good. I would have no problem recommending it to people, but it's not something that I'm going to collect. I don't like have a shelf of these in my house. I'm like, oh, look at these beautiful lights. I mean, this is probably going to go to somebody else at work. They're going to need a light. I've given a lot of them away to people at work, or it's going to go to the Explorer post. Because, well, maybe not, probably this one. This one would work for them because it's USB chargeable. I don't like giving them things that require special batteries for the Explorers because they don't have a lot of money. I prefer stuff that, like a single AA battery light to give to them. But I give a lot of these things away. I just did a giveaway with Olight Baton light. They sent me one for review, and I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, here's what it does. I can't use 75 lights, so I don't collect them. I get them, I do videos on them, and I get rid of most of them. Somebody's got a better idea than that. I'm I'm open ears, but I live in a little tiny 1,000 square foot house. I don't have room to be storing boatloads of lights, and I can only use so many. Andre Torrey says, is it good for a primary flashlight or a secondary? Since it's rechargeable, and it's rechargeable without taking the batteries out, and it's USB rechargeable, assuming it retains this ability to USB charge when it's wet, for long term, which, again, I can't do long-term testing of it, I can tell you whether it works this one time, then I would have no problem with somebody saying I'm going to use this as a duty light. It seems fairly durable. Ideally, before I did that, I would like to see this get run over by a car, and I'm not sure I want to do that in the future. I might give this to somebody, because it is nice, and we've run over a bunch of lights here, and none of them have failed to run it over with a car test yet. Which makes me think that might not be a thing that breaks a lot of lights. I've never seen a light get broken by just dropping it since we went to LEDs. So I would use this. I wouldn't have any qualms about using this on duty. It's a little large for a backup light for me. I know some guys like this form factor as a backup light, and then a larger one as a primary light. But if you like this size primary light, I don't see any problem with it. I know guys that use similar things. Brent Rockwood says their website says $99.95. $100. Probably get it for less than MSRP. I would imagine you could. Brent Rockwood says, I hate Velcro. So noisy if you're trying not to attract attention. Yeah, but there's only so many options for pouches today. You get a snap, which makes a pop, or you can Velcro, which... Those are kind of your options. I'm sure you could put this into like a taco pouch. I don't have a pistol taco pouch yet. I should get one to see if these types of things, but most of these fit in like a pistol taco pouch and you just pull it in and out. But even then you get the whoop, whoop of it going in and out of the nylon. because something has to retain this. Something has to press on it that's going to make noise pulling it out or clip over it. Brexon Fox says, "Does this flashlight last longer life battery than any other flashlight?" I have not tested. I have tested before flashlights for runtime. We've got the Guardian Angel, the like little strobe light that you can put on your shoulder that also works as a flashlight. We tested how long that ran because they made some pretty astounding statements about how long it would run. They were like, it would run 10 hours, and we found out that it would last longer. But all I can really do is read you straight out of the instructions, which luckily I got because everybody was asking questions to me about it. Turbo mode, it says it runs 1800 lumens in turbo mode for 30 minutes. I would show it to you, except I know it's going to be reversed because my phone is crappy. 30 minutes, but then it's got a little asterisk next to it. It says, runtime for turbo mode is tested without the temperature regulation, which means if it heats up too much, if you do that when it's 90 degrees outside and it heats up too much, it'll shut off. They don't have it on a timer. It's based on how hot it gets. So it's not going to run 30 minutes flat out, probably, in the summertime at least, on turbo mode. However, at 900 lumens, the high mode, which I think we would all argue is pretty good still, it runs, they say it runs for 2 hours and 15 minutes. And that's 5,780 candela. 2 hours of runtime on high. And then you get all the medium modes that nobody ever uses. So. Towel. Put $2 in the donut fund. Thank you, Towel. And says, hello from Naperville. Hello. Hey, my buddy. I don't know if he's still there. My buddy, Bill Thorsten, is he's a librarian in Naperville. And that is my only my only connection with Naperville. But hello from down here in the south suburbs. Towel says, Tommy, do you work with anyone from western suburbs, DuPage County? How does it compare to the south suburbs? Well, depending on which one. They're suburbs of Chicago. So we're operating under the same auspices with the state's attorney's office in Cook County and the Collier counties. And that can be a challenge all its own. And some suburbs over there have a lot of crime, and some don't have a whole lot of crime, just like down here. Luckily, we don't have a whole lot of pursuits that go to DuPage County. So I don't have a whole lot of experience working with them. I've gone to training over there, and some of their restaurants are nicer. I'll give them that. Dylan C. says, there is a video on how to mask the sound of Velcro. Yeah, look it up. It's funny. Hey, from Louisiana. Hello, Mason. Adam Balmy says, hi from Sydney, Australia. Hello, Adam. And that's all anybody has to say. We've gone on 13 minutes. So thanks for throwing some money in the donut fund. Hopefully this video, the full review of this, even though most of the information was in this, this little live streams, the full review will have a quicker, more condensed, more professional looking video about this light and what its capabilities and what we found with it and what it looks like, you know, what the beam looks like and all of that in the next couple of weeks. So until next week, unless somebody's got something else, you guys be safe. Take care of each other.